And then, let's see, the snack was, what was the snack? 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 Caroline, what was the snack?
What?
What was the snack?
I can't hear you.
What was the snack?
What?
Bad luck, bad day. What should I do? Bad luck, bad day. What should I do?
Hi, so tonight, well it is at nighttime. So in this video we bring you breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, and dessert from the early 2000s. So you're gonna see like, I made a homemade bread and then I made French toast sticks with it and syrup. And then for lunch I made a tuna wrap. I didn't have any lettuce, so I just cut up some celery with some tuna on homemade tortillas that we had for taco night. And then, let's see, the snack was, what was the snack? 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 Caroline, what was the snack?
What?
What was the snack?
I can't hear you.
What was the snack?
What?
Okay, never mind. So the snack was a fruit smoothie, I just remembered, and then dinner was macaroni and cheese. So what I did was make a lot of boxes of regular mac and cheese, and then added some ground beef and some seasonings, and then for dessert, cupcakes. So that was delicious with some homemade frosting. So anyway, enjoy the video, and I hope you make some of these fun and easy recipes. So for this breakfast, I went ahead and made some French toast sticks with some syrup to dip it in. And I started off by making my honey oat bread. And I started off with 2 cups of warm water. And I put 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast in it, followed by 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. And then 1 tablespoon of honey. And you just go ahead and whisk that around, and then you're going to want to let it sit for a few minutes. And then you're going to pour into the bowl 1 cup oats. I like to use oat flour too, but apparently we had some, but I didn't know it. All you do is blend oats up into a blender anyway to make oat flour. So anyway, 1 cup oats. And then I'm adding the salt here, but I already said that. That was 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. And then for the flour, it ended up being approximately 4 1/2 cups of unbleached flour. Now, you just kind of eyeball it at the end. If it's too sticky, you know, or if it's wet, whatever, you just figure out how much you need. And then, you know, if it rolls into a nice ball, you're done, whatever. You just got to kind of eyeball it. So then I forgot, but I wanted to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon to it. So then you give it a good mix, and then you're going to just keep adding your flour till you're done with it, and then you're going to want to knead it all on a floured board for several minutes. Okay, so when you are done kneading it for several minutes, you get your bowl back out. I just kind of gave it a quick wash, and then you oil your bowl all around with your hand, and you put the bowl in there and make sure the oil gets all around it, and then cover it with a towel. Now I let it sit for about 1.5 to 2 hours. So then you see how it rose at least double, and so I just punch it down and knead it a little bit more. And then what I did was I let it rest for a few minutes before I divided it for my 2 little loaves. I like to use the little loaves. So what I did was divide it, and you kind of want to spread it out a little bit and then roll it up and tuck it under to put it in. And then make sure your little pan there is nicely greased. And you're going to want these to rise again. You're going to put your towel on top of it again and let it rise for another, I don't know, I think I did it for like an hour. But you'll be able to tell as far as how much it rose. And so here, there was a nice sunny spot in our kitchen, so I just went ahead and put that in the sun, which obviously helps rise the bread. So that was right before the bread was baked. You want to have your oven preheated to 400, and then I baked it for approximately 35 minutes. So then when it was all done, I like to rubbing butter all over it. Like, I used to make bread exclusively and not even buy bread. So what a good tip was to rub butter all over it, and it makes it not as, I don't know, it makes it softer. So then this is obviously hours later. Obviously it could be even a day or 2 or so later, but it's not, it's the same day. So I went ahead and sliced my completely cold bread into very thick pieces. That's a big reason why I wanted to make the homemade bread, was so that I can make the pieces nice and thick so that we could have French toast sticks as opposed to just the pieces of bread. So then I went ahead and actually cut my bread into sticks before I prepared my egg and milk mixture. Okay, so let's make our French toast mixture. So you'll see 5 eggs, but I actually used 6 eggs. So it's going to be 6 eggs, and then I used approximately 3/4 cup to a cup of milk. And then I use, sometimes I like to use evaporated milk too, it depends on what I have on hand. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 tablespoon of honey, and then you need to whisk it up really good. And I used 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Okay, so then over to your cast iron skillet, if that is what you're using, make sure you preheat it. And then I added, you know, about a tablespoon or so to the skillet to let it melt before I start dipping my French toast sticks into the mixture. You can leave it in there for a certain amount of seconds or whatever. I don't like to leave it in there that long because then it kind of starts falling apart. So I just did a kind of a quick dip and then put it in my pan And then you want to make sure you flip it around on all sides before taking it off. I have it on about medium heat. And obviously I'm just using this little plate here so that I don't drip egg and milk and everything else all over everywhere. Because normally if you're just using regular sized pieces of bread, I like to just use one piece of bread to transfer it underneath so that that catches all the egg and milk. But anyway, I used the spatula at first, but when I went ahead and got my tongs finally, that worked out a lot better. So then enjoy them on a plate where you can pick it up and dip it in some nice syrup. And then some nice maple syrup. And then you can also sprinkle some powdered sugar on top if people like that, because that's really good too. Anyway, it was really, really good. And obviously you don't need to make homemade bread before that. I just did because I wanted to, and it was nice to be able to cut it thick since it was going to be in sticks, and it was perfect to be able to pick it up and dip it in the syrup. Enjoy! You don't have to put that in there if you don't want to.
Enjoy.
Happy holidays! Okay, so for this is a tuna wrap. Now what I used, we had just had Taco Tuesday of the previous night here, and we made some homemade tortillas, so I went ahead and used those. You don't have to, obviously, but I have those on hand. So I went ahead and, obviously if you have lettuce, that's perfect for this. I definitely did not, because grocery day was like 2 days away from here, and anyway. So what I used on this tuna wrap was that, you can see that tuna pouch, I used that, and here I'm cutting up some celery, and to the tuna in a bowl I added some of the mayonnaise, mixed that around, salt and pepper, and just put it on my tortilla and wrapped it up. And wrapped it up. Look at Becca.
How do you eat all the gestures when you're talking?
So then you just mix it all up, and then you add your celery and put it all in your tortilla and wrap it up or roll it up, and that's it. A nice lunch. But next time use lettuce. I also like to to my tuna fish that I make it, I like to add a hard-boiled egg. So for our snack today, we made a smoothie. So in this smoothie, we used blueberries, and these are frozen blueberries, some frozen strawberries, some bananas that were semi-frozen, but definitely ripe, as you can see. And then almond milk is what we used today. So this was my daughter's smoothie, and so she used her collagen, and so she put a scoop of that into it as well. And all you do is mix it up in your blender or Ninja or whatever and enjoy, because I love smoothies. They're so good. Pineapple is good in them, but I especially like when bananas are in mine. And also we usually like to add chia seeds and flax seeds, but we didn't this day. For the exciting dinner, it's very simple to make, obviously, and not the healthiest, but it's all good. I am making boxes of mac and cheese, and then I'm gonna add some ground beef. So let's do that, and a vegetable. First I'm going to make sure that the camera's on, yes, and salt my water. Oh, crap. And now we have a bunch of recycling boxes to break down, little boxes. I think we all know how to make mac and cheese. I'm just kind of showing me do it. Nice and healthy meal.
Right.
Right. So then I'm just gonna add, I don't know, this is probably about a half a pound of cooked ground beef. And then I'm just gonna add some seasonings like Italian and oregano. Fancy up this cheat meal. Obviously you could use a lot more beef, but this kind of just gives it the flavor and it saves because it's expensive. So this is what I'm using. And this is how I roll. Okay, so for dessert, we are making the homemade vanilla cupcakes. Okay, so in your bowl, you're going to add to a bowl 1 1/4 cups of flour. Next is 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder. Next is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then you whisk these dry ingredients together. Next is, to a bigger bowl, a 1/2 cup of butter, softened. Next is 3/4 cup sugar. So then you're going to mix it really well. Next is 2 eggs. Next is 2 teaspoons vanilla. So next you alternately mix in your dry ingredients and your 3/4 cup milk. Make.
Do this now.
Meanwhile, make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So, 2 sticks of butter into your mixer. That's not gonna work. It's not plugged in. Oh my gosh, you'll laugh. I can't reach it. Can you reach it?
Imbecile.
Imbecile. So now gradually you're going to sift in 4.5 cups of powdered sugar.
I can only do one at a time.
We're gonna do one at a time.
Because I can't fit anymore.
Because I can't fit anymore.
Shut up.
Shut up. Okay, then add 1 teaspoon vanilla. Wait. Okay, about 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. And then you obviously frost your cute cupcake. Ooh, that's cute. Did you just say bad? Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and subscribe today if you haven't already. We'll see you next time. Bye. Oh. See you next time. I couldn't remember.